Whether you are preparing for an exam or more importantly devastated that your economics assignment you totally forgot to do, but not really, you just procrastinated your way through and now sitting on your bed alone, not procrastinating by watching educational videos on YouTube. Regardless, you are here to learn about demand. And I am here as a supplier to supply you the necessarily basic concepts on demand. Let's go. So, a market is where sellers and buyers come together to make a transaction. In demand, we will be looking at the buyer side of the market. Consumers, basically. Demand is the quantity of goods or services consumers are willing to purchase or able to at a given price in a given time period. So, for an example, let's say the price of a particular house is $200,000, and the demand for these houses are 2,000 units. This basically means that 2,000 people are willing and able to buy these houses at $200,000 each. The term able or ability is very important, as let's say the price of houses are increased, some people will not be able to afford that amount, thus demand falls. All you really have to know in demand section is how law of demand operates. The law of demand states that as the price of a product falls, the quantity demanded of the product will usually increase. Think about it this way. If the price of houses are decreased by 30%, more people will be convinced to buy as cheaper prices are more affordable. Now, how does this law translate into a graph? Well, very simple. Basically, in a price by quantity graph, the demand curve slopes downwards, like this. Downwards, that's all you gotta know. Simply, lower price yields high demand, and high price yields less demand. That's all you gotta remember. Let's talk about how demand can change. There are mainly two ways a demand for a good or service may change. Before we discuss the two ways, we need to make important distinctions on normal, inferior, and luxury goods. As the name suggests, normal goods are average day-to-day goods. Inferior goods are cheaper, alternative goods that you are willing to change if there's something better. And luxurious goods are expensive goods that you don't necessarily need to live. The change in demand curve is determined by these three different types of goods. Let's talk about income first. When income changes, demand changes. More income, more money for people to spend on, basically. This is called disposable income. For normal goods, when income rises, demand rises because you have more money to spend on day-to-day goods. For example, if you like painting, you need paint. When your income rises, you can buy more colors, right? For inferior goods, however, when income rises, demand decreases because people will stop buying cheap alternatives and look to buy more expensive yet better quality in goods as they have the income to support it. For example, if you have been eating fast food takeouts because you didn't have the money, but now with the increase in income, you get to go to better restaurants. For luxury goods, it works the same way as normal goods does. More income, more disposable money, which means that you can increase your guitar collection or antique collection, etc. easily. Another way demand for a product can change is through change in demand for substitutes and complements. For example, if I was using a Facebook Messenger to contact my friends, but all my other friends started using the app called Line to message people, then, due to a new substitute, the demand for Facebook will fall. In this case, Line will be the substitute of Facebook, because Line is also a messaging social network app, just like Facebook. Complements are type of goods that you buy with a different product. A very good example of this is French fries and burger chains. When you buy a burger, you usually buy some French fries with it. A burger, French fries, and a soft drink goes hand in hand, which makes goods a complement. If more burgers has been sold today due to increase in demand, it is likely that the demand for French fries also rise. In other words, while substitutes compete, complements goes hand in hand. Hopefully this video has been helpful for you in any way. Of course, demand itself is a very complex idea in a complex real-life market, but hopefully I was able to explain the basics in a theoretical market. Make sure to leave a feedback for more potential videos.